Alright, so this video is being made because, bro, I could not go to sleep. I was in bed for like so long, and right now it is 1:18 in the morning on Tuesday, and I am super, awake, as you can see. Let me put my hair up right quick. I'll be right back. Alright, so I'm back. Yeah, man, so the topic of today's video is going to be about growing up weird. Growing up weird. This topic is not new to me because it's been my whole life, right? Uh, you know, ever since I was a kid growing up, I've always been labeled as somebody that was not normal, whatever the fuck that means. You know what I mean? Growing up, you're just a kid and you're going through school and you're just chilling, bro. You're just doing your thing, you're playing on the slides and you're, talking to imaginary friends and shit. And, playing with rocks and like eating them and, whatever kids do. Kids do stupid shit. People eat crayons as kids. Like, what else could you expect, right? Throughout all that weirdness, though, there's one thing that I never understood, like, through all this time. Like, I never understood it, is that how could you eat crayons, snort, like, motherfucking Smarties and shit, and, like, eat rocks, but for some reason, like, I don't know, like, I was the exception to be like, oh, hell no, you gotta stay away from that dude, bro. Like, that nigga weird. Which is kind of weird, because I'm like, is it really that bad? Is it really that bad for me to be doing this? Because you kind of crazy too, bro. But with that being said, I didn't really know it was weird up until maybe like middle school. And I know everybody goes through that same thing. Middle school is like the worst time in everybody's life, which is crazy to think, because even adults think the same thing. Like, I'm not talking about us as adults, like Gen Z and shit, but I'm talking about like my parents. They were like, yo, I hated middle school and all that. I'm like, Jesus Christ, everybody has like that shared experience of middle school being just terrible. But nonetheless, I remember this one story, and y'all need to tell me in the comments if y'all have anything similar to this. But, dude, we were really weird kids back in middle school, okay? It was a little weird. Let me tell you this. I was weird, okay? But the justifying of the shit that these kids used to say at this age, not justifiable, I swear to God. Okay, so back in middle school, we had a gym class, and I had a couple friends, and we would do these like rap battles and shit. And like, I was kind of cold. I ain't gonna lie, I was a little cold at it. But the thing is with it is that we would say things sometimes, and it was just a little kind of outlandish. You know what I'm saying? Like, you just be like, I don't know, you should be saying all that, man. Like, you kind of need to slow down. But I remember we were rapping, and I was like in a groove, like just going at it, right? And I'm just talking, I'm just rapping. And the motherfucking kid that I knew, right? He was the biggest bully. I'm gonna call this dude, I don't fucking know, Brandon. So this dude named Brandon pulls up, and he's like, the fuck y'all talking about? You don't know nothing about that motherfucker. I'm trying to think of somebody that's like popular at the time, like, because one of my favorite rappers at the time was like J. Cole. So I was all on the like lyrical, spiritual, rap, whatever shit. You know what I'm talking about. But he talks about like, you don't know about that OG Mako or that motherfucking that famous Dex and this and that. I was like, bro, I don't know about that shit. And then all his gangs of friends comes up and pops up and just like, oh, this nigga don't know nothing. You don't know shit. And I'm like, bro, I don't know nothing. Like, are y'all gonna show me or what? And then they laughed at me. They were like, why would we show you? Like, you? You? Why would we show you? What the fuck we're talking about? Like, you should already be in. Like, you're stupid if you're not in. And, middle school was just a time, man. It's just a time. I have so many stories from middle school. That was just one of the little, kind of ones to kind of wrap it into this little debauchery thing I got going on in here. But one thing that I think really stood out to me recently that made me think that I was weird is that, so I work at a very well-known place, very well-known store. And, I usually walk around and, greet customers like, hey, you need any help, blah, blah, this and that. And I talk to almost all of my customers. Like, we have full-blown conversations. And we'll talk about, like, what they do as a career and, like, what they did as a kid. Like, we get kind of deep about shit. Just chatting. Like, I'll be doing something for them, in that process, we'll have a whole conversation. And it's great. And then by the end of it, they'll be like, you know what, Kendall? You're really weird. Or you're, like, really special. You're really something. And I'm like, what the fuck are you trying to say? Like, what does that mean? What are you trying to tell me? Like, what are you trying to paint me as? Like I'm some, like, just cuckoo nigga. Like, it's just crazy shit. So I'm just like, yeah, I guess so. Like, what makes you say that? Because I'm really trying to see what makes you say that. Like, what are you trying to say? And they'll be like, I don't know. I just never heard anybody speak like you before. Or, like, I've never really had a conversation about something like this in such a way. And then that just leaves me scratching my head even more because it's so vague, but it's telling me the answer, I guess, but it's vague still. So that's when I be like, yeah, something gotta be wrong with me. Something gotta be completely, like, jacked up or something. I don't know what it is, but here's some tips if you're weird like me. Because I got a lot of tips. I got a lot of things to say. Hold up, I gotta get comfy. But tip number 1 is if you're like me and you're weird. You grew up like this. You've been like this your whole life. Don't let anybody take that away from you. Being weird is what makes the world goes around, bro. Is literally what makes the world go around. Because think about all of the innovative people. Before people knew what a motherfucking let's say a light bulb. Before the light bulb, we were lighting torches and shit like Minecraft, holding them bitches like this, around like that. Like, that's a safety hazard, my nigga. Like, put that down. But, like, regardless, when I forget the nigga who made the light bulb, bro. Don't flame me in the comments. Please don't flame me. I was going to say Thomas Edison. I don't know if I'm right or wrong. I should know this. But, bro, when he made that light bulb, do you really, like, look at me in my eyes. Do you really think he was really like, oh, my God, these guys are going to think I'm weird. They're going to think I'm fucking crazy. Because, bro, I'm not gonna lie, back then I would have thought that it was crazy too. But it's crazy until you do it. So why let anybody tell you cannot? Especially if it hasn't been done yet. Be the first one to do it. Be the weird one. Be the odd one out. Be the person that will put it to the test and make sure that you can prove people wrong. Like, this is your life. This is all up to you. And if you let other people dictate what you feel a day, or you actually go through with and do, then you will never live life and you will never be, accomplished, or feel accomplished. You can accomplish anything in your life, but if it doesn't mean anything to you personally, then I really don't think it's worth doing it. So that's tip number 1. And I'll give you tip number 2. Tip number 2. Embrace the weirdness and find people like you. Now this might be the hardest one, because being completely honest, finding people that are going to be as weird as you, or is going to be as, just as different as you and think as out of the box as you, is going to be very, very difficult. Oh, excuse me. But in that journey of finding those people, you will eventually figure out, who to weed out and then who to let in, right? You're gonna eventually be like, holy shit, these people are my people. These people think the same, but also have enough different thoughts that it, challenges me to be better. And these people also care for me in the way that, I can feel, instead of, some people have different love languages and everything. But I feel like the moment that you find the people that really resonate with you the most and, actually care about what you have to say, it just makes life a lot easier. It makes navigating life really easy. Because you have that support system and those people to back up the things that you think and the dreams and beliefs that you have. So even though that's like a huge one, it's probably going to take the longest. If you already have that type of system, you're super blessed and you're fucking cool and amazing. But if you don't have that yet, then shit, it's time to go out and find it. Yeah, with that being said, that's pretty much it for the video. I really appreciate you guys. And if you have any, cool stories, leave them down in the comments. Let me know about them. Tell me if you relate to this or not. Let me know if I'm crazy. If I am, I'm fine. But if not, just let me know down in the comments again. Yeah, love you guys. Thanks for watching. And yeah, see ya. Bye. I'm so awkward. What the fuck?